Alright, so we have Casey O'Neill against, God, she's throwing daggers at me. Antonina Shevchenko. Yeah, I don't know where that photo came from, but yeah, took me off guard, honestly. But yeah, so Antonina, I think we know her now. She's been in the UFC for a while. She's got a Muay Thai background, obviously. Shevchenko last name, pretty standard, comes with it. She's got very good distance control, and I do like her composure on the feet. Her composure is very good. She picks her shots very nicely. She's a southpaw. She's got a nice 3-2, nice 1-2. Mostly throws a lot of things down the pipe, and I feel like that's going to catch Casey O'Neill because Casey O'Neill, her head doesn't move at all, and her chin is just straight up in the air. Her striking defense needs a lot of work, and honestly, Casey O'Neill, her striking in general needs a lot of work. She's flat-footed. She's got a heavy, wide base for some reason. I don't know who her striking coach is. I guess it's John Wood, but I feel like it needs a bit of work. Honestly, she's got a very wide base for no reason. She's easily off balance. She's quite uncomfortable on the feet from what it looks like. She can take a punch for sure, but she's just not very comfortable there. She throws a 1-2. Her punches are quite slow. Antonina has a pretty big speed advantage in my opinion. Casey O'Neill, she'll try to close distance, land her punches, but then she won't exit range. She'll keep pressing forward. She likes to press forward. She just has just one gear basically, or one direction that she likes to go in. And if you're going to punch her, fine, that she's just going to walk through it and try and get into the clinch. But, if you want to get into the clinch, it's kind of dangerous against Shevchenko because she does have a very strong clinch. And she'll grab the Muay Thai plum clinch behind your head and start throwing knees to the body, knees to the face if she can break the posture. So it's quite dangerous, but it also opens up, as we saw in the Angela Lee fight, like it opens up takedown opportunities because Antonina's lifting those knees up. She's slightly off balance for a split second. And just her balance in the clinch. If you make Shevchenko move a little bit, or if you start like trying to manipulate her posture or just manipulate her feet placement, then her balance doesn't seem too great in the clinch. She seems quite easily off balanced, and I feel like that's the path to victory for sure for Casey O'Neill because Antonina, she just hasn't shown a great bottom game. She doesn't have too much. She just locks her guard. She doesn't have great get-ups. So I feel like that's obviously the path to victory for Casey O'Neill. Casey O'Neill, she's got decent takedowns. Not really. I don't know why I said that, but her takedowns are a little awkward. Her takedowns in the Procopio fight looked a bit better. Like they were mostly outside leg trips from the Muay Thai plum clinch, which is unusual. You don't expect someone to grab the Muay Thai plum and then look for an outside leg trip. So it's just really awkward. Awkward takedown technique because if someone grabs the Muay Thai plum clinch, you usually expect them to throw knees or maybe even elbows. You don't expect them to just try and trip your legs. It's just an awkward technique. That being said, it doesn't take too much for Antonina to get taken down. But if Casey O'Neill gets on top, she's got aggressive ground and pound. She's definitely got a mean streak. She's always trying to dig elbows and knees into her opponents when she's on top. Like if you watch her fight, if you watch what she's doing in top position, she's always just digging an elbow into their ribs or something like that. So, super unnecessary, but just totally totally vicious. It's obviously it's annoying for the opponent. It's not going to stop the fight or anything, but it's absolutely hurting. Sorry. But it's absolutely hurting the opponent, and it's annoying, and there's not much they can do about it unless they try and get back to their feet. So how these guys win fights for Shevchenko, she's got a good Muay Thai plum clinch, and for Casey O'Neill, she pushes a solid pace. She comes out all guns blazing, and she keeps that pace. She's got very good cardio and pushes a solid pace. And she's very aggressive, which is what you want to see in young fighters, because if the aggression is there and if the toughness is there, then that's the base, that's the foundation that you want to have. And then the skills, as she works her way up the ranks, then that will come later on, like the striking defense. Hopefully that comes later on in her career. But yeah, how she loses right now, I got to say the striking defense. And for Shevchenko, it's poor takedown defense, and she's just absolutely useless off her back. Path to victory, pretty straightforward, I think. Keep everything down the pipe, keep it on the feet for Shevchenko, keep everything down the pipe because her head doesn't move. Don't bother with the hooks, it just gives her a little bit more of an opening for a level change. So yeah, keep everything down the pipe, the jab, the two, just keep punching in the face really. And for Casey O'Neill, just try and take her down, get in top position, and look to advance position, and look for finishing opportunities from there. How I see this fight going. So yeah, I see what the UFC are trying to do here. They're trying to use that Shevchenko name to build up another prospect in Casey O'Neill. Now, I'm not super high on Casey O'Neill, but if there's one thing that you can't say about Casey O'Neill is that she isn't aggressive. She's very aggressive. She's going to get in Antonina's face. She's going to constantly try and push her pace and try and get Antonina to the ground, which is subsequently where Antonina has struggled during her UFC tenure. Will Casey be able to get Antonina down? Like, her wrestling isn't amazing, her takedowns aren't very pretty, but likely she's going to be able to take Antonina down at some point. And will she give Antonina opportunities by being too over-aggressive on top for Shevchenko to maybe find an escape off bottom? Probably, yeah. Because she's going to be trying to like posture up and throw ground and pound. Will Antonina take those opportunities when they're offered to her? Probably not. Hey, she's just not very urgent off her back, and she doesn't know the first step to get back to her feet, really. So everywhere else, though, Shevchenko has her covered. O'Neill, on the feet, she just gets lit up like a Christmas tree. Really bad striking defense, really bad reaction times. I've picked up that she's quite slow for the division. Her speed just isn't there. A lot of people are able to piece her up quite easily, and just her reaction times with her head movement is just not very good. I feel like the straight punches of Antonina will just be bouncing Casey's head backwards just constantly, just really bad visuals. But she is tough. She'll keep coming forward, and she's going to keep trying to get Antonina down. Also, Procopio was dominating Casey O'Neill in the Muay Thai plum clinch, and Antonina has a miles better Muay Thai plum clinch game than Procopio. Also much bigger, much taller than Procopio. So I expect her to dominate in the clinch as well. But it's so hard to pick Shevchenko because of that takedown deficiency, the takedown defense deficiency in her game. So it's tough. I really wanted to pick Shevchenko, but I just can't, because one takedown, it's probably going to be the round. So if you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. Prediction is Casey O'Neill by TKO. I think if she does end up getting on top, I feel like she will find a finish eventually, either submission or TKO. I think the line's a bit too wide though, for sure. I think it's more close to 55-45 in favor of Casey O'Neill. Yeah, I think it's a little bit too wide, honestly. Like, I don't have too much confidence in Casey O'Neill, but just it's more of the lack of confidence in Shevchenko's takedown defense and her get-up game, especially. Just the get-up game especially is the problem for me, because it's just, it's just not there. So, and like, if O'Neill gets one takedown, it's likely over, and Shevchenko is probably going to be piecing her up before that. She's going to be looking very good, but if O'Neill decides to close distance and get the takedown, she'll probably get it eventually, even though her takedowns aren't very good. I was kind of hoping for a much better price on O'Neill inside the distance. What's O'Neill round 2 and 3? It's too hard to find it. It's not even there. I don't think. Oh yeah, here we go. No, it's not very good. But yeah, I think the Shevchenko money line is a little bit off, in my opinion.